All right, since we rushed yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of these with you. So let's look first at your first one, which is y equals 1 over x plus 4 minus 3. Okay, so we need to find our asymptotes to begin with. So remember that here's our first one. Our x asymptote is going to be the opposite of this. So it's going to be at negative 4. So at negative 4, that's right here. So you can either draw a dotted line there, or if you would rather, you can use a highlighter and just go through and make a quick highlight on that. Whatever you want will work. This outside number is what goes with the y asymptote. And that one's going to stay the same. It's not going to be the opposite. So it's going to be just negative 3. Okay, so same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighter on that because it's a little bit easier. All right, so you have your asymptotes there. Now you need to find your intercepts. My x-intercept, what I'm doing is I'm putting y equals 0. So that means I have 0 equals 1 over x plus 4 minus 3. So you're trying to solve that for x. You're trying to get x by itself. So my first step is to move 3 to the other side. And I have 1 over x plus 4. So those of you that are really getting it now know that I can just flip-flop those. If you don't, go ahead and just move it to the other side and multiply. So x plus 4 equals 1. Go ahead and distribute. 3x plus 12 equals 1. Subtract, and I get 3x equals negative 11. And that's negative 11 thirds. So I would just punch that into your calculator. But what I know is that's going to be about negative 4. Because it's almost to negative 12. So then I'm going to take that and I'm going to go up to my x-axis to almost negative 4. Okay, that's this one. So I need to reflect it. So when I reflect it, so I'm going to make that a little smiley face. So when I reflect it, I'm going to start here where these intersect. And I'm going to say, okay, I go up 1, 2, 3, and over a little. So to reflect it, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and over a little. So my reflected smiley face is really going to be right there. Okay, so again, you started at your axis or your intercept and did that. So then I need my y-intercept. Well, what I do for that is say x equals 0. So if you plug that in, you do y equals 1 over 0 plus 4 minus 3. Well, that's just 1/4 minus 3. So that's going to give you a negative 2.75. Okay, so I go on the y-axis to negative 2.75, which is about right there. And I will go ahead and make that a star. Okay, so then how I reflect that is I'm going along the green. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So instead of going 4 to the right, now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left and down just a little bit. So my other star is going to be here. And now I have enough to connect these and make my 2. Okay. All right, so let's look at one other one of these. Let's look at number 2. So number 2 is y equals 1 over x plus 3. Okay, so my intercepts. Is there anything down here? No. So my x-intercept, or my x-asymptote, let me change that because those are different, is at x equals 0. So it's a vertical asymptote. So x equals 0 is right here. Then I look at my outside number. That has to do with my y asymptote. And that's going to stay exactly the same. So it's at y equals 3. So y equals 3. Go on the y-axis to 3. So my line for that is right here. Okay, so now I'm going to find my intercepts. X-intercepts. That is when y equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to plug in 0 and say 0 equals 1 over x plus 3. So I'm solving it for this x. Move the 3 to the other side first and get 1 over x. Multiply to the other side and get negative 3x equals 1. Divide and get negative 1/3. Okay, so then I go to the x-axis. So when I go to the x-axis, I'm going to negative 1/3, which is about right there. Okay, so I'll make that a smiley face again. So then I want to find out how far away that is. So I'm going 1, 2, 3 down and over a little. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 up and over a little, which is going to put me right there to have my matching smiley face. Now, for my y-intercept, that's when x equals 0. Well, look at it. Can I have x equals 0 in this equation? No, it would be undefined. The other thing is I can't have anything on this line. Okay, so what I have to do then is pick another point. And since I know it's going to be in these quadrants, here and here, so maybe I pick 1 or 2 or 3. I'm just going to pick whatever a nice number is. So I like how 1/2 would look. So I'm going to put in x equals 2. So that's going to give me 1/2 plus 3. Well, that's an easy problem to solve. That's 3.5. So my ordered pair is over 2 and up 3.5. So I go over 2 and up 3.5, which is right here. And I'll make that my star so that I can reflect it. Okay, so then I say, all right, how far am I? I went 1, 2 on the green and up 1.5. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to the left and down 1.5. So right here will be my other star. Then I have enough that I can connect these. Here's my first, and here's my second. And hopefully that has helped you through this.